In this video, I'm going to go over the cost of living in Greater Victoria, and this is by far going to be the most entertaining video that I've created so far, so you will want to stick around right to the end. First things first, let me get this out of the way right away. Victoria is a very small part of Greater Victoria. I'm actually going to be basing these stats and these numbers on Saanich, which is by far the largest municipality that we have in the Greater Victoria area. It's about 110,000 people of the 385,000 people in the Greater Victoria area. We're going to be using stats from Saanich, BC. My name is Chris Cochrane, award-winning realtor since 2005, and I'm going to go over all the costs of living in the Greater Victoria area. But before we do that, please smash that subscribe button, click a like, make sure to turn on those notifications so that you can be informed every time we drop a new video. So the cost of living in Victoria, BC is given to us by livingcost.org. I'll be quoting numbers from that, and I'll be sharing with you some real life experiences based on those numbers and based on my experiences. So stick around because this is going to be entertaining. So the cost for a single person in Greater Victoria, including rent and expenses and food and all that sort of stuff, based on livingcost.org is $2,126 a month. Now, a lot of people will disagree with that, but that's literally broken down, and I'm going to share with you all those breakdowns. But before I get into that, the cost of living for a family of 4 is $4,940. Now, I'm a family of 5, so my real life experience is going to be based on a family of 5, but trust me, these numbers are just created based on what you can get away with doing as far as the living cost. Okay, according to living.org, the cost of food for a single person is $523 a month, and a family of 4 should expect to pay $1,352. The average monthly salary for a person in Greater Victoria is $3,174. That's per person on average in Greater Victoria. So now we're going to get into the nuts and bolts and to get into why everyone in Canada, especially, certainly in Victoria, thinks that this is an expensive place to live. According to living.org, we are in the top 4% of the most expensive cities to live in the world. So that's pretty darn expensive. In Canada, we are the 4th most expensive city to live in BC. So here's some real world experiences, because I've been out and about eating out here and there. According to living.org, a lunch menu in Greater Victoria is going to cost about $11.70. Yeah, I can have lunch at that price if I'm careful as to where I go. That being said, if I go to a reasonable restaurant, that's certainly not going to be the case. And as a matter of fact, I just about fell out of my chair yesterday. I was going out for Jim Jeffries, was just at Save on Foods Memorial Center. Before that, we went to the Great Canadian Brew House, and I paid $26 was the sticker price on a burger that was mediocre. Fast food meal is $9.34 on average. Again, yes, you can buy a $9.34 or even a lower priced fast food meal. However, in my experience with my kids, when we go to McDonald's, typically it's about $12 to $15 per person. That seems to be what it works out to. And I have a 3 and a 5-year-old, and they don't eat much. So they say right downtown, a 1-bedroom apartment is going to cost about $1,418 per month on average. So again, that's just an average apartment downtown. Yes, I think they're about $1,500 to $1,700, but again, my experience is slightly different than everyone else's. Yes, you definitely can find properties for rent for that price. The average cheap apartment is going to be $1,259. A 3-bedroom apartment downtown is going to set you back $3,126. A cheap 3-bedroom apartment is going to be $2,342. So I can attest that those are pretty accurate. I'm a landlord myself, and the real estate market has been going up. The rental market has been going up, and typically, if you sample large enough time, it always continues to go up. So whether you're choosing to be a renter or an owner, your expenses are going to go up. The average utility bill for a single person is about $55, and for a family of 4, it is $83. So again, I don't think that's super accurate. Maybe I have a little bit larger house than the average person, but mine's about $200 every 2 months. So, $110, $120. Internet plan, absolutely. This is accurate because I just signed up for a new internet plan. The average internet plan is about $75 a month. That doesn't include any TV or anything like that. So that's pretty accurate. Mortgage rates for a 20-year mortgage, 5-year term, fixed rate, you're sitting at 4.34%, which is about accurate. Again, I check mortgage rates all the time. That's pretty accurate. Given that that mortgage rate is accurate, they say that the average purchase for a small 2-bedroom condo in the city center is about $4,831 a month. Yeah, I'd say that's probably pretty close. And the average purchase for a house in the suburbs is about $3,800. So again, I live in Langford. The suburbs are what I would consider Langford, maybe View Royal, Souk, that sort of thing. So I think that's pretty accurate. 1 liter of milk, they have it at $1.51. Yeah, I'd say that's a little on the low side now, but times change all the time, so we'll give them that one. Here's one that I can relate to, because I have 2 gym memberships, because it depends on the traffic as to where I would be going in the gym. Downtown doesn't work for me, so I have a membership at the West Shore Y, which is about $50 per month. And then I have another membership at Fitness World, which is about $25 a month. Again, those are both super convenient locations for me. However, neither one serves me every single day, and I go to the gym every day prior to work. They have an average of $35, which is pretty accurate. So I'd say you get an Anytime Fitness membership for $35, no problem at all. Here's one that I don't know if I agree, but a simple haircut they've got at $14.50. Now, I haven't been to a $14.50 haircut in a long time. Magic Cuts and all that stuff may still have them, but I've chosen to stay with my trusted hairstylist for quite a while, and they've continued to raise their prices, and in my opinion, having been to other stylists, I think they're on the low side, and they're sitting right around $30 per haircut. So again, maybe this is accurate if you go to Magic Cuts, but I don't go there, so I don't know. Brand name jeans, they've got it $62. Last time I bought a brand name pair of jeans, it was about $120. So I think that's maybe a little on the low side. Maybe they're considered Levi Strauss and Mark's Work Wearhouse as designer jeans, but I personally don't. Daycare or preschool. Now this is something I know intimately because we had 2 kids in daycare up until about 6 weeks ago when we started the new school year, when one moved into kindergarten and one stayed at preschool. But they've got it at $965, and I think we're paying right around $1,300 or $1,400. And again, my wife would know a little bit more about that. Maybe we get some sort of subsidy I'm not aware of, but as far as I know, we're right around the $1,400 or $1,500 a month range. Okay, with all that information, basically it is an expensive city to live in, but it's not as expensive, and there's so many life hacks that you can take advantage of in order to become sort of get ahead of the game, if you will. Some of the things that I did, obviously, as a younger man, I lived with several roommates in a house. We lived on a couple of waterfront homes, and we sort of life hacked that, where we all paid about $600, which was considered high at that time. But again, we were in a waterfront home. Get people together, help share the costs, help share the burdens. You can purchase with a group of people if you wanted to do that in order to get ahead, because ownership typically will get you further in life than just renting. The analogy that I use is renting is like throwing money down a wishing well and not having a string on the bucket, whereas ownership is like throwing down money down a wishing well, but at the end of the time that you're throwing the money down, let's say you sell a house, you get to pull that bucket up, and it still contains a significant amount of the money that you threw down the well. That's the best analogy that I can use about home ownership, and my mentor put it very simply. He goes, Chris, it wasn't very difficult for me to figure out how to become a millionaire in Greater Victoria. All I had to do was own $1 million worth of property and hang on to it for 10 to 12 years. It was that simple. On top of that, you can get other people to pay for that mortgage or pay for that real estate. So again, other life hacks that I've learned over time. Happy to share those anytime. Remember, hit that like, subscribe, and smash that button that says it's going to notify you every time we drop a video.